Afternoon, welcome to another episode of Invest with Tim Allen. I am your host, Tim Allen. I'm your licensed buyer's agent through IPS Buyers Agents, and I'm also a credit rep mortgage broker, and that business is Moreton Bay Finance Broker. If you need an experienced mortgage broker or an experienced buyer's agent, please reach out and have a chat with myself today. Today we're having a bit of a conversation, and I'm wanting to talk to all the investors out there, or all the future investors out there, about your properties and everything like that. And I want to discuss about property managers, okay? Earlier today, I've been at an open home where the property is not being maintained in the most ideal circumstances. The floorings the carpets are all destroyed. There's holes and rubbish and gunk all over the walls. The stovetop is just utterly disgusting. I don't know how anyone would cook on that stovetop. It was that bad. All in all, this property was in pretty bad repair. And I went up to the agent at the end of the open home, had a bit of a chat. Luckily, I was the only one at the afternoon open home inspection time, which was fantastic. I was able to have a bit of a conversation with them and sort of tick a couple of boxes and rule this property out for my investor. The agents let me know that the owner is chasing a ultra premium price for this place, where the property itself would be subpar at best. Okay, it needs a lot of love and a lot of repair. I asked the agent if he knew when the last property inspection had been done by the property manager, to which he said, unfortunately, I don't know. And I went, okay, not the end of the world. It's not going to be, critical on this. But guys, if you've got a property manager managing your property, you've got to start realizing that your property is your business, okay? And you've hired a manager to manage your business. If that manager is not performing on the business, you need to look at either A, performance managing and letting them know what you want and how you want it, to make sure that they're doing their job properly and looking after your asset or your business, okay? You need to go to their boss, go to the principal of the agency, go to whoever pays the bills in a sense, and let your concerns be heard, let your opinion be heard, provide any evidence that you can in the relation of why you're sort of discussing. If you can't get an outcome on either one of those fronts, my recommendation would be to go and look for a new property manager. Find a new manager for your business, give them the 30 days or 60 days notice that you're required to give them, and move your property to somebody else. Because at the end of the day, they're managing your business or your asset, and if you've got a subpar manager in place, the property is not going to be looked after. The asset itself is not going to maintain its value. And at that certain point in your life, when you're getting towards the end of your investing career, you've built a portfolio of say 4 properties, you're looking at selling 1 or 2 of them off to retire all the debt and keep 1 or 2 into retirement, all that sort of strategy and everything like that, you've spoken to your financial planner, you've got some great advice from the buyer's agent that's been helping you build that whole structure. You've spoken to the bank or the broker, ideally the broker, because they're going to give you a better sort of idea and picture of that. You've spoken to your accountant about what sort of taxes you're going to have to pay if you do sell, and what capital gains and everything like that. And you've really investigated all those things. And you've come to that final realization that, yes, we are going to sell. This is the strategy. This is the best thing. Well, to get that premium price for that property, you need to have premium stock. And if your tenant's been in there for, say, over 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 years in that property, and they haven't looked after it, they haven't maintained it, they've got, say, 1 or 2 animals and they're running amok through the place, and there's pet hair everywhere, and, the carpet's probably no longer carpet, it's more pet hair and human hair because they don't vac it, and they've got little kids running through the place that have, drawn on the walls, put dents and bumps and everything else on the walls. You're not going to achieve that premium price when you come to sell it. You're going to achieve a subpar price, which is going to damage your overall plan that you had discussed with the financial planner, that you discussed with the buyer's agent, which you discussed with the mortgage broker, which you discussed with your accountant, and you guys have worked out that perfect strategy because you all work really well together and, everyone's on the same sort of page with that recommendation for you. And you've then gone and found that fantastic selling agent to list and sell your property. Doesn't matter how great the agent is, doesn't matter how great the salesman is. If they've got a really subpar product, they're not going to get an ultra premium price for that subpar product. They're at best going to potentially get a par price. At worst, they're going to be getting you that subpar price, which then might impact that overall picture because, now, yes, you're not getting that ultra premium price, but because you worked out the numbers on that ultra premium price and now you're getting something a bit less, it changes that overall structure of retiring debt out, paying your capital gains, maybe putting some money in the super because that's the recommendation the accountant and the financial planner have made to you under your strategy to help save on tax and to help boost the super for your retirement time. Once you've had those conversations with those people and those experts, they can give you that right recommendation and advice. Well, if the price point that you're working on for that overall picture and plan is now 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 grand less because the maintenance of that property has not been maintained and now you need to spend $80,000 to make it better, that completely changes your whole plan and your whole structure, which means that whole conversation that you've had with those professionals, the financial planner, the mortgage broker, the buyer's agent, the accountant, work out what that strategy is and work it out is now gone completely out the window because you weren't able to have a property manager who could manage the asset and manage the property. That's why your property manager is so critical. And every now and again, as I'm fighting with a bit of the wildlife around here at the moment, every now and again, you need to sit down and have a look. Have a look at the reports they're sending through to you. Do it on a 6 monthly or 12 monthly or 3 monthly, whatever that plan is for you, and however micromanager you want to be over the property manager, do it. Maybe once a year, once every 18 months, once every 2 years. Go out and inspect the property. Don't be one of these investors that bought it 10 years ago. I never set foot. I have no idea what it looks like. Sell my property for me. Well, if you don't know what it looks like, how are you going to know what to do to the property to make it so it's that ultra premium price that someone's going to want to buy? Talk when you do finally decide to sell. Talk to the selling agent. Get their recommendations on what you should be doing so you can get that premium price. If they say, look, my recommendation is sell in 6 months' time, wait for the tenant to move out, go back to the mortgage broker, go back to the accountant, go back to the financial planner and go, look, the selling agent has recommended that I sell in 6 months' time. They've recommended that I have the tenant move on. So I'm going to give notice now, 6 months out, that they can sort of move out. And if they move out early, fantastic. I'll look at doing something a bit earlier with selling it. They've also recommended staging it and paint and carpet and whatever else, right? So I can help achieve that premium price. Financial planner, how does this impact me on my financial plan? Mr. Mortgage Broker, how much is my loan repayments going to be for the next 6 months? Mr. Accountant, what can I or can't I claim on doing these repairs to the property? How can this be adapted when I do finally sell the property? Will this offset the capital price of my asset? Will I have to depreciate it? And if that's the case, do I only depreciate a little bit? How does that overall picture look? Get that recommendation. Work out what that new plan is. Once you've got that new plan, go forward and sell. The important thing is that you need to check up on your property managers. You need to have those conversations with the property manager. I personally would recommend every 18 months you're going out and inspecting the property. I wouldn't go any longer than 18 months, and I probably wouldn't go any shorter than about 12 months, once a year. I would be reading every report that comes through, and I'd be saying to the property manager, hey, look, was there any maintenance required? Did they need any new tap washers? Is the hot water system working fine or are they having issues? Was there any maintenance inquiries? And if anything came in over the next probably 2 to 4 weeks, and the property manager said, no, it was fine. There was nothing wrong with the property at all. And something comes in over the next 2 to 4 weeks, I'd be wanting to try and find out if this was an issue that the property manager didn't ask to find out if it was an issue, or if it's just something that's happened over that period of time. If in doubt, trust your gut. Have a look at having a conversation with the property manager, get that feeling out. And if you need a second opinion, go and shop around for a second opinion. There's no harm ringing a couple of different property managers and sussing out what they're going to charge for their fees and how they run the business, and see if it's the same as what your property manager is. The fantastic property managers out there will do a good job, and you'll get a good sense of feeling that they do a fantastic job. The not so great property managers out there, you'll get those bad feelings, and you need to trust your gut. Okay. Once again, this is Tim from IPS Buyers Agent and Moreton Bay Finance Broker. If you need an experienced buyer's agent, I've been through over 2,000 open homes. I've been helping people buy property for the last 3 years. I've got a decade experience as a mortgage broker and run my own company for the last 2 years. I've got 2 fantastic team, which you've met, Lisa and Ryan. If you need some help, reach out to us. We can talk everything home loans and property investing and buying and, well, not selling, but buying your property. We can make suggestions and recommendations of decent selling agents that we've worked with in the past for you guys to do your own research, do your own interviewing, and have those conversations. Thank you. Bye for now.